Hey guys, this is Reddy from Wealthy Options. Welcome to another episode of 0DT Pulse. Today's SENSEX Expiry. So SENSEX as an underlying, it opened with a gap up of almost like a 250 points, which kind of not expected, but it started giving up that gap up from the first candle itself, right from the opening and onwards. So the another important point today is, other than underlying, so SENSEX ATM straddle premium, it opened with with a premium of 300 rupees, which is a ultra low premium. What we can say is definitely ultra low premium. And straddle premium, it closed at around 320 points yesterday. So that itself, it was very low. So there was a overnight decay of another 20 points. And by 9:16, I think the premium was available was close to 300 rupees. So 300 rupees premium, but 9:16, it's definitely very low premium. But sometimes when the VIX is in a falling mode and the IVs are getting cooled off, and underlying is consolidating in a small range for a quite long time, so you can expect these kind of a premiums. And during this phase of IVs cooling off period, so you will see that IVs are further cooling off and VIX is further falling up, falling. So today, in fact, the VIX is closed even below 11, so it fell by almost like a 4%. So I have started my strategies, and the algos started taking the positions as usual. Absolutely no change in any of the strategies, except there are some other strategies added to the overall basket. Strategies, started taking the positions, and some entered with 82,400 straddles and very few with 800, 500 straddles. That's how the day started. So in this chart, the one with the orange color with dotted lines is the underlying movement, and the one with the red color is the rolling straddle premium for SENSEX. So as you could see, if you see from the starting to the ending, so there were no big spikes in straddle premium right from the starting to the ending. But of course, there are a couple of definitely hiccups somewhere, like at this particular time, like around 11 o'clock. So there was a I think exactly at 11:10, so straddle premium shot up from almost like 165 levels to 215, so which is like 40 to 50 points shoot up in the premium. So which is on a ultra low premiums, that itself is very high. And later in the day, so there was another small spike of 10 to 15 points, but these are not like a 100 or 150 points straddle premium spikes that we used to see earlier in the last couple of months. So definitely these are not like a Jane Street kind of a manipulation. And the good news is, even today also in this expiry also, I haven't seen any Jane Street kind of a manipulation with the premiums or with the underlying. So now when coming back to this underlying, so first 5 minutes, after first 5 minutes, SENSEX started trading in a ultra low range, right? So this is how this is how it's consolidated for 15-20 minutes, and because of that, straddle premium started losing its premium right from 300 to all the way to 200 and 150, that sort of levels. And when the straddle premium opens at 300, ideally it means that, so it is pricing basically the ATM's options are pricing that SENSEX is expected to move within the range of almost like a 300 points. So so because that's the price the option sellers and then short straddlers are getting it. So when they are selling the ATM straddle at 9:16. So in fact, SENSEX sort of moved within the range of if you see, if you leave that first 5 minutes, after that, SENSEX almost moved within the 300 points range only. But the problem is it was choppy. So it was not like a close consolidation. It's not like a range bound. So it kept it went down and gave a V shape and another V shape and then another inverted V shape. So it's not a very easy day, especially when you have a very low premiums. Even a small moves can take the SLs on both sides. So that's what happened during the majority of the day. The premium started cooling off here. So up to here there were no problems, and here there was an attempt to close the break the day low, but I think that was not succeeded. So because of that, it's a small V shape. And I mean, during this move, some of the puts SLs got taken out, but not all of them, so really. And then so the real move happened, I think around here at 11.5. so this is the candle. So here it decisively, this particular candle decisively broke the day low, and not only broke day low, I mean this candle is also bigger. So this is when, so up to here I was kind of making a profit of almost like a 0.2 percentage, somewhere around 0.2 to 0.25 percentage, but this particular candle took out all the profits. So today I'm going to show you my intraday MTM graph also, so that you will get a better understanding of what is the volatility in the PNL so throughout the day. And so during this move, I think most of the, when I say most of that, probably even 70% of my puts that I have entered right from 9:16 till 11 o'clock. So most of them puts stopped out, and but I still had probably even 30 to 25% to 35% of the calls. So they were still holding on it. They were still holding on to it, and so here most of the calls were there. So by this time, and there were some puts. So and then. So this fall did not continue, fortunately. So because of that, the whatever the puts which were trading with the higher premium, so they started recovering here. And so this recovery is also, though it's a V shape, it went in a phased manner. It's not like a very big green candle, one big green candle taking out all the previous day's fall. So as a result of that, the overall straddle premium also started cooling off from here, right? And then so during this reversal, of course, some of the calls with the trailing and all, they were stopped out. But so overall the PNL came into the controls. And moreover, whatever the entries I had, even after that, they also started making some profit. And then again, so once it went there, so again there is a fall, so when this happened, some of the calls taken out, and the entries, the earlier entries, whatever I had after during this up move, so those calls also got stopped out. So I had, so by and large, I had a puts, most of the puts. So during this fall again, so some of the puts taken out, but the MTM was swinging from very high to low and all. So during this time, again, because I had more puts compared to the calls, then again most of my profits, I think so here again I was around probably in 0.25% and all. So I think by this time some of the profits went down by half, and then again there was a recovery. As I said, this is one V shape, and this is another small V shape, and then again a inverted V shape. So this is how the day went. So but the real problem came this candle, so this particular candle, again it broke the swing low in the intraday. So when this happened, all the 200 puts, 300 puts, in fact I even had some of the 400 puts, so they started spiking pretty hard actually in this sense. So though underlying went up to here, if you look at any put chart, so they shot up more than expected. Now let me show you the MTM chart. So if you could see, so at this particular fall, so this is how my my MTM was almost at day high with almost like 0.3 percentage kind of a 0.3, or just above the 0.3 percentage of on my account size. And then what happened is, so during that fall, when puts started spiking out, and as I had more puts in the compared to the calls, I gave up most of my the profits. In fact, it came to even flat. So if you could see, this is the zero. So around after around I think 14:20, that kind of a time. So when this particular happened, this particular candle. So this is where this has taken out all the profit. But the one good thing is the fall did not continue. So it it contained here, and then it started consolidating, right? So during this fall, when the consolidation started, and we at 14:25 means we are just probably 1 hour away from the expiry. So the premium started really cooling off, and the straddle premium started giving up the premium aggressively. the decay started very aggressively. And I also had some of the entries, after this particular point, all the left out premiums, put premiums, they started making the profits, and I had many calls. They also started aggressively going to probably 1 rupee, 5 rupees, 2 rupees, 0 rupees and all. So that's how the day went for the rest of the day. In fact, even after 3 o'clock also, there was no particular 3 p.m. move in either direction. So basically, Sensex continued to consolidate till the close. So as a because of that, most of the 82,200 straddles, those which entered somewhere during this period, so they got their premium is fully captured. Almost I think 82,200 straddle closed around 13 rupees or something. So that was almost like a fully captured. So because of all this, so though MTM, I gave up all the profits at 1420. Majority of the profits are recovered, and as you could see from MTM graph, most of the MTM loss, whatever I had here, so that was recovered, and almost it went close to the day high of MTM. So this is how the day went. So here the point is, when the premiums are ultra low, unless the Sensex goes very wild, so the probability of making the big losses also less, and the probability of making the very big profits also very less. So but if the underlying is very choppy, it's very difficult to make a profit. It keeps giving you a hope it's going to be a profitable day, and then suddenly you will see it's going to be a losing day. So that's how the day went. So during this fall, so one of the good things that happened is, during this particular spike of almost 45 to 50 points, some of my IV shorting strategies, they entered at a very high premium, and those I think 3 or 4 strategies, they all sort of captured good premium, and they helped predominantly to close the day in a decent profit, right? So fine, at the end of the day, so I closed my account with 1.37 lakhs profit overall, and this particular account ended with the 65k, close to 65k, and this one with the small profit of 8,000, and this one with the 65k. So overall, it's a profit of 1,37,000, which turns out around 0.32% on my account size. So that's how the day went. And if you like these kind of a content, and if you are getting some value by looking at the MTM swings, and also the price action, and the MTM price action, and also the premium behavior that I am covering, so please consider liking this video, and also share it with your friends. And so if you are not subscribed to my channel, just hit it on the subscribe button, and do subscribe, so that you will not miss any of the videos. And that's pretty much I wanted to cover. And with that, I'll see you in my next episode on Thursday with Nifty expiring. So until then, take care. Bye.